What's up, guys? Freddy Fishfinger here. I didn't press record, but thankfully, just before the battle started, I noticed. So, it's okay. We're in the middle of this battle. I'll quickly show you my my opponent's team and then my team. I feel like we're kind of in an even grounds at this point. My opponent has Mimikyu, Garchomp, Toxapex, and Marowak that he could have chosen to bring. So I've opted for these four right now, which I feel like is not a bad move for me whatsoever. If I get rid of the Decidueye, that would be great for the rest of my team. So I might just try to get that done. I don't know whether my opponent realizes that or not, so we'll kind of see. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna super hardcore target it. And you know what? I've decided against that. I'm going to Fire Blast on this Metagross because if he protected the Decidueye, then I would have only got a half-assed Z move off on it, and I would have been pretty sad. Whereas this kind of lets me do a fair chunk of damage in general. The Salamis will live a Meteor Mash. I don't know what his Decidueye could do that'd be super threatening. He clearly goes Z Ghost move, goes Z move, whatever, which will probably kill Metagross now that I think about it. He should. Sinister Spirit Arrow. Oh, that's the other special one. We're getting all the specials. That looks pretty cool. This takes a little while, but it's cool. I thought for a second that wasn't going to kill, and I was thinking, man, that's really disappointing. But it just took its time. So that's okay. I really don't care about that. You know what? I'm gonna go Muzdale. Muzdale's a good option. What my plan on this turn here is to target out the Decidueye, and I might lose Salamence though. That's the only thing. Salamence, it's nice to have. I don't need it to win, but it's nice to have. Look, I feel like I have to be ready to let it go. Do I? Yeah, I kind of do, because I don't want Mudsdale to... And I can't protect with Mudsdale because it's Assault Vested. Okay, let's go... Let's go Z Supersonic Sky Strike. If he protects with the Decidueye, then I'll have a chance to kill him anyway. He goes Bullet Punch. I can't say I understand that move on the grounds that you like did half at best with your Meteor Mash. Granted, he clearly had a good roll with Bullet Punch. Maybe he had a bad roll with Meteor Mash, but looking at the damage there, I wouldn't have gone, okay, I'm going to be able to kill the Falcon. I wouldn't have said that. Now, maybe he thought that he'd be able to live with the Decidueye and a Fire Blast or something, which is not unreasonable. I'm happy to pay that for him. But I just don't see... what he was thinking. And maybe he thought too hard. I don't know. But the good news is we don't have to do much more predicting, because we get to see my opponent's team. Mimikyu, that's good. Garchomp. Okay, cool. So the good news is, I didn't have Tapu Bulu, did I? No, that's his team, not my team. Damn it. No, I have Milotic. Milotic still does well against Garchomp, so that means the Mimikyu is more of a threat. More of a threat. Might go Rock Slide. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rock Slide, and I'm going to go Protect, because to me it makes a lot of sense if he tries to attack the Salamence with at least one of his two Pokemon. There is a chance maybe both. Okay, for a second there I thought he targeted the Mimikyu with Stone Edge, and I was thinking, wait, what? But it's just the way Mimikyu was sitting with the Protect there. So the good news is, I bust Mimikyu's Disguise, I potentially break a Garchomp Sash. Now I really need to put in some serious work against that Mimikyu. That thing is threatening. I really hate when Mimikyus get a Swords Dance up. Maybe I need to... trying to think, could I bring Salamence back in? But if I did bring Salamence back in, what does it offer? That's the only thing. So maybe I should just go for a high horsepower on the Mimikyu now. And then with Salamence, it would be better to let it go. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll bring in Milotic. I feel like there's a chance he targets Mudsdale with his Mimikyu, and then I get to live whatever Garchomp goes for on the Salamence slot, which now is Milotic, and then I can protect up the following turn, which already goes Shadow Sneak, and I'll definitely live that, even though that'll do a fair chunk. Fire Blast. I don't understand that. And that benefits me. Because, man, am I missing something with this Life Orb Garchomp thing? Because this is the second guy I've seen do it. Ah, sweet. Heavy Slam kills the Mimikyu. 0 threat. Excellent news. Now I've got a free Ice Beam loaded up on the Garchomp slot, and I can also go for a high horsepower, which is going to do a lot of damage. Brilliant. Brilliant. I feel like my opponent dropped the ball on there. But the best move that I did was swapping out to Milotic. I mean, granted, Outrage, that's strange. Granted, if I'd kept Salamence in, I would still have killed the Mimikyu with the Heavy Slam. And the thing is, I wouldn't have damage on the Milotic, but on the flip side, I'd have one less Pokemon. I think my opponent made the wrong plays. I don't think the plays that I made mattered towards the end there. Towards the start, yeah. Towards the end, not so much. But that's cool. Good news is that we've won that one as well, which means we're on a little bit of a roll at the moment, which is good. He's got a Wishy-Washy. Okay, so his team's screaming Trick Room. That's okay. I don't mind that. I'm trying to think, what was the best way that I had to deal with that? Incineroar is definitely there. That's a good option for me. Do that. Keep in mind. Tapu Bulu is good against my opponent's team. Good news for me. Followed up by Milotic. Yeah, definitely Milotic. And then I guess Mudsdale because it's slower. Metagross is not going to do me many favors. Salamence, potentially, but Salamence will be about as good as it will be bad, whereas at least with Mudsdale, Mudsdale is good against the Incineroar, whereas some of my other team members that I'm bringing are not and would prefer not to see it. So this is interesting, because I haven't seen a Trick Room team in a little while, and I don't think it's lost anything in terms of not being as good. I think it's just been people have been much more ready for it and have learnt the best ways to deal with it on approach. Yes, Incineroar and Wishy-Washy. So we've got 2 Incineroars on the field. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I seriously doubt anybody would have seen 2 Incineroars on the field before this point. I seriously doubt that. Now, what I'm thinking here is, I'm thinking my Incineroar outspeeds his Incineroar, right? So I'm going to fake out him before he fakes out me. That way, it keeps my Tapu Bulu available to Woodhammer the Wishy-Washy. Because he's in a Trick Room team, which means he shouldn't have a fast Incineroar. And I do pack, if I recall correctly, where is my mouse so I can look at my set? Yeah, I do pack quite a bit of speed on this Incineroar. Later on, I'll show you guys exactly how much when I do a team builder video. I think I'll do that after the April International Challenge has finished, and then I'll release the sets to you guys to show you what actually I've decided to do. But that worked really well for me. Clearly, he didn't go for Fake Out, which means that he's much more likely to have gone for a Flare Blitz on the Tapu Bulu. Still worked out to me because I didn't have to take that damage, and the fact that he didn't have a Focus Sash on Wishy-Washy does make sense, but it means that I got the free kill there. So good news. I did take some damage from the recoil, but I was more than happy to take that, given the fact that I would have looked much worse had I taken a Flare Blitz, and I would have looked worse having taken an Ice Beam in the event that he would have lived a Horn Leech. I'm not sure specifically on the rolls. I haven't looked at the prospect of if it would live or not, so I can't say for sure. What I do know here, I'm going to be that guy and Flare Blitz and Incineroar so that I can near guarantee the superpower will kill the Incineroar. I'm not too worried about my Incineroar taking a high horsepower. Mudsdale obviously does not like seeing the Tapu Bulu, so if I can keep the Tapu Bulu around and get rid of the thing that's threatening Bulu, that is just ace in my book, which is definitely what I'm going for right now. And clearly, I am playing. I guess you can say I'm playing a little bit reckless because I've taken a lot of HP damage between the two of them, and my Tapu Bulu stats have also dropped, given that I went for the superpower. But at the same time, he's 2 Pokemon down, and he's going to Tectonic Rage, which will kill Incineroar, but he's not killing Bulu. Bulu will outspeed the Mudsdale, and rather than go for another Wood Hammer, the next one I'm going to go for is a Horn Leech, and that will benefit me a lot because it means I get my health back, even though, actually, you know what? I have more health than I realized. I can afford to whack him with another Wood Hammer. I think I will. And you know what? While the grassy terrain's still up, you guys have seen it before, you get to see it again. My special technique with the grassy seed on the Milotic. You may have seen something like this before with other Pokemon and with the seeds as well, but I feel like it's really cool with Milotic. That might be biased because I hadn't seen it before I opted for it, at least with Milotic, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Now, I'm definitely protecting Milotic. No hesitations, and I don't care about what's happening here, so I'm definitely wood hammering the Mudsdale. Definitely. No hesitations. Because I thought I was lower health, in which case I would have gone, alright, I'll go Horn Leech. But the fact that I was still pretty high health, there was no reason for me to not go for a Wood Hammer and just ensure, or at least either one, ensure the kill, or two, just put it in that position where it was just looking mighty sad. And it's crazy how I've been reckless in the battle, but it's really paid off. Now, the interesting thing is my opponent decided not to go for a Trick Room setter, which may have helped him a lot. So, again, I'm just going to go Superpower. It's the strongest damage that I can give out. Now that I have 2 Pokemon around, Ice Beam and Superpower, I can't say for certain they'd pick up the kill. Okay, I can say for certain they'd pick up the kill. I was going to say, I can't say for certain only because I don't know whether he's a Soul Vest, what sort of item. Maybe I've lost just enough attack to be able to not kill, but I knew that he can't kill both of my Pokemon at the same time. And I know that both of them outspeed, so I was looking pretty good. It's funny because normally my team doesn't want to go balls to the wall offense, particularly because it's a bulkier team. Or, I mean, you could say bulkier team, but I guess it's kind of 50-50 in the sense like it has bulk if I need it, but it has offense if I need it. And I guess the compromise is you can't always guarantee that it'll do either well, but it's in that sweet spot where unless it's put up against a freaking wall, it should be able to at least give you a good shot of a win. And with this, my opponent was simply not ready for what I brought there. I think there's no real other way to say it because his team didn't look bad. I think he just was not ready for what I had. But look, that's good news. Our winning streak continues. I think I'm going to give it a bit of a break though. Might do some more recording maybe later, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But these ones have been recorded on the first day being the Friday. So up until this point, I think that's 4 episodes worth now. So leave likes if you did enjoy. Likes are awesome. And subscribe for more Pokemon content. Freddy Fishfinger, out.